Hey guys, welcome back to Stratford Sit Down. Could you call this what do they call episodes online, like webisodes? Wow. That's kind of ugly, but
Hey, iCarly, honey.
let's not call this that.
Our website.
The iCarly webisodes. But today we're gonna be giving y'all the Miss Rona update. Give y'all a little insight. We also have a special guest coming on later.
So y'all, special guest is very special to me because she is my aunt, and yeah, and she's waiting on the password. I sent it to her, but I did. Okay.
Should we do the burst of first? Burst of questions.
Hello.
Hey, Auntie.
Hello.
Okay, so she came early, guys, so we can ask her the questions now.
Oh wait, her audio is still connecting.
Oh, Auntie. Oh, is her audio?
Guys, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Hi.
So right now we're doing a thing called Burst of First Quarantine Edition. So we usually ask questions like, what was your first job? What was your first kiss? But since we're in quarantine, we're just gonna ask you questions about you.
Okay.
Before you tell your
Before we do that, let's just have you introduce yourself. Just tell us what's been going on, where you work, your name, stuff like that.
Okay, well, first of all, thank you guys so much for having me. This is exciting. You guys gave me an excuse to put on some makeup today. My name is Nacharla. I go by Charli. I work as a critical care nurse here in New York City in Harlem Hospital. I actually wasn't a critical care nurse until the virus hit, but I think all of us are critical care nurses now here in the city.
So we'll just go into our little speed question game. Okay.
All right. Maybe you want to ask
them? Producer, why don't you ask them?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So I'm not usually on the show because I'm usually behind the camera, but since it's like a online call thingy, it's my first time being in an episode, so kind of crazy. Okay. First question. It's speed round. What have you been doing the most during quarantine?
Am I first?
We can all just answer.
Okay, I've been cleaning.
Cleaning? Okay.
I wish I had that dedication. I really do. But
you already answered this one, but where do you work again?
Harlem Hospital.
And
in New York City.
Oh, I guess this one's more for us. So Emma and Taylor, do you guys think schoolwork is easier or harder right now?
Easier.
I've never been passing more of my classes than I am now.
Wait a minute, I'm in school. Pick me, because I'm in school, and schoolwork is harder for me.
Oh, really?
So
Yeah.
You're a student and a worker at the same time?
Yep, I'm a student and I'm a nurse. I'm continuing my education because hopefully one day I'll be a CRNA. So I'm still doing coursework to lead up to that. I'm nowhere near where I need to be, but yeah, and schoolwork right now is I wish we could trade.
Yeah, no, I think I'm just gonna keep mine. But is it it's pass fail for us, so it's 50-50.
Yeah, if you don't do it, it's just all right.
Listen, that's good. The teachers in America aren't going to like me, but I think they're going to have to figure out a way to reteach the end of the school year while you guys are in your next grade.
Yeah,
I'm just wondering how they're going to compensate for all the. Hopefully, they're just you can just go on.
No, I mean, it would be first of all, you guys are going to have to advocate for yourself, right? Because you are going to be in the next grade. And they're going to be giving you assignments that you probably don't recognize. So they're going to have to figure out how to incorporate some reteaching, along with you guys learning the new stuff. It's just, that's what they signed up for. They can do it, and you guys can do it. So,
Definitely. Yeah. I was talking to the
We got this.
superintendent the other day, and she said she had a press release saying most of the beginning of the next school year is going to be review and stuff. So like overall, like it's gonna be my junior year next year and their senior year, but I think it'll definitely be a pretty easy first semester for us. Yeah.
If anybody can handle it, my generation can. You guys will be good. I believe that.
Have you been, or the next question is, have you kept up with people from school or work? Yeah, school or work.
No. No. No, absolutely not.
Yeah, like the only people from school I talk to is like people from broadcast, and I guess Emma and Ava are part of broadcast, and then one other person, and that is it. I don't care for anybody at school right now.
What about you?
I talked to pretty much everybody who I was talking to before. You know, people from certain groups I'm in, we Zoom all the time together. Because I don't like this whole social distancing title. I think it should be more physical distance because we need to be social, right? We got to continue to have the same relationships and talk to people. It's important for your mental. You know, who would have thought we would ever be told we can't leave the house? We need to keep those relationships. But if you're not talking to them now, it might make you think about the reason why you were talking to people before. Was it for the right reasons? You know, not in a negative way, but, you know, just something to think about, you know. But don't be the first one to wait for somebody to call you. Pick up the phone. Hey, girl, just thinking about you. You know, people probably need that right now, especially where I am.
Definitely.
Yeah, Jordan, he, you know who I'm talking about, Taylor. He was like, hey, Emma, so I was just thinking about you. How's it going? And I was like, I was like about to like just start getting like ready for this. And I was like, well, I'm about to do the podcast. And he's like, oh, okay. Yeah. And I was like, okay, thanks.
Hey, didn't it make you feel good?
Yeah.
We should pass that on, you know? Yeah.
Because I know like for some people, I know for some people more than others, the like social distancing thing is really hard and everything. So I guess that some people may be struggling right now.
Big time.
100%. Yeah, I was actually, my mom and I, for the first time in like months, went to city center and we just like walked around with our masks on, so don't worry, we weren't like near people, but we were like wearing our masks and trying to see if like there were any shops open. And one of the stores, Lily Rain, there is this worker, one of the ladies, her name is Nicole. She was like, yeah, oh my gosh, this is like the worst time of my life because I like to like talk to people and like my job is talking to people, so I've just been like going crazy in my house all day. And I was like, yeah, I can't relate to that one, but I'm so sorry about
that. Yeah, I can't relate. Like when I'm at work, please don't talk to me.
Nobody else but me.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's definitely been.
And then like also,
yeah,
I was just gonna say about like the topic of work, like with people who, with all these like shops closing now and everything, like I know that like I know at least for me it was like, dang, well, what am I supposed to do now? I was lucky enough to like already have some like financial stuff like saved up for like my insurance and everything, but like it still sucks because everyone's losing their jobs, or not everyone, but a lot of people.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
Are people still getting like off pay or like?
Oh, some people are.
So I know my mom, like, because I know a lot of people are still working from home. Like that's what my mom's doing. She's working from home. But like I just know from like my experience, they're not like they were. My manager was like, oh, we're gonna keep paying you, and then a week later we got our last paycheck, and then they were like, oh, check your emails for an important update from Gap, and I checked my email. It was like, you're fired, and I'm like, oh, nice, okay.
Gosh.
So yeah,
but I mean, they're probably going through a hard time too, so I guess it's
it's 100% warranted, like, of course, but yeah. But I can't imagine how it is for like the people who are still working. Like I know it must be insanely like crazy in that hospital that you work in.
Absolutely. I mean, things have calmed down. You know, in the beginning, it was, you know, nobody knew what to expect. We were all watching the news, but you got to kind of put it in your mind as I always give people this analogy of, you see kids in other countries starving and that commercial goes real slow across the TV, send $1 a day that could help feed, but once it's out of sight, it's out of mind. So that's kind of how we were thinking about this thing at first. And then all of a sudden there was rumored that the first patient came in the hospital. And I want to say that was about March 20th, right? Within 2 or 3 days, and the dates are probably not right, so don't, but within 2 or 3 days, it was packed. People were rolling in and out, very serious business, passing away. Some were making it, some were not. It was scary, but nobody knew what to expect. So now that we have more of like an algorithm, if you will, we know what to expect. We know more about the signs, when to go to the hospital, and the social distancing and face coverings also have made it get better, So it was crazy, but it's died down, But through it all, it's weird being in different parts of the world at this time, because New York City, there's still a lot of people outside because they have to be. About maybe 60 to 70% is restaurant workers. And I grew up in Texas, right? Here, there is like within a 1 block radius, 20 restaurants, right? So think about all those jobs where people are still going to work. They have to. People don't cook in New York like they do in Texas. They rely on the restaurants. So that's why those are definitely our essential workers. You know what I mean? Because people have to eat to live here, But it's I don't feel the distancing like you guys do because I still have to go to work. I work on 12-hour shifts 3 times a week. But I see my kids, like a change in them, I know that they miss their friends and just walk into the park and just going to congregate, sit on someone's car, and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
100%. But you just can't right now until we're sure of what's going on,
Yeah, we're living so much closer together too. Like the way we live, like we have at least our own lots and like we have parks and stuff like that. But you guys are all just so tight together. So do you think that's made like a huge difference?
Absolutely. And also New York is a cultural melting pot also. So there's so many people from so many different places that come here for various reasons. There's 5 boroughs in New York City, Manhattan, the Bronx, Brooklyn, Queens, and Staten Island. In the Bronx, there are a lot of people who live in close proximities, also with the grandparents, live with the parents, live with the teenagers and the kids, because the grandparents are here to watch the little ones, so the other ones can go to school, and it's like an extended family situation for people to do better. Those people can't socially distance. You know what I mean? Where I live alone, Taylor's been here, there's about 20 buildings with 20 floors in a 2-block radius.
Oh my goodness.
So it's difficult to be socially distant. Yeah, it's a big deal. But the numbers are dropping slightly because people are realizing that I need to wash my hands. I have to wear my face covering. I have to do these things to kind of slow down the spread,
Yeah.
I don't know about them staying in the house because it's just difficult to do in the city,
So do you think that that even though in Texas there are cases like going up, do you think that people in New York are taking it more seriously than people in Texas?
Say it again. I'm having a hard time hearing you.
Do you think that people in New York are taking it more serious than they are in like the South or just in Texas specifically? It's
possible. It's like I said, it's out of sight, out of mind. You guys aren't dealing with we're the epicenter of the whole pandemic right now. We used to be the nation. Now it's the whole world. We have the most cases here. So to us, you probably can't meet somebody on the street that doesn't know someone who was directly affected by it, whether they survived or they didn't. So people here know the risks. I was looking at the numbers. I actually follow this NBC News where they put out the numbers every day. And I think that I looked up, let me just see the amount of people in Texas. Texas has a total population of 29.9 million, right? But as far as you guys' cases go, you only have, and this is an awesome thing. Let me go down, toggle here. So you guys have 889 deaths. You know, ratio-wise, that's not a lot, you know. Infected people, you have 32,000. Now, what does that mean? Some people got tested, and, you know, whether or not they showed signs and symptoms, they're still positive, right? Or some people maybe went to the hospital, got better. Some people maybe just had the shortness of breath and didn't have to go to the hospital, but still, 29 million people and only 32,000 are affected. Only 889 died. It's not really relative, right? But in New York City, there's 8.5 million people in the 5 boroughs, not the state. We're only talking about those 5 boroughs. If you look at the map, it looks like the island part, right? And our numbers is 24,000 deaths. Do you know what I mean? And 324,000 cases. So it's more relative here because we're seeing it more. And that's what I want to do. I want whoever I speak to from different other states, I pray that the virus does not come to you guys. But there's so many factors to consider. Think about all the people that travel and come into New York. Think about all the people that travel and came into California. Those are the places that were most, you know, prevalent. New Orleans got hit because they had Mardi Gras. You know, Florida got hit because they had spring break. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if you look at it from that perspective, that's why social distancing, or I'm going to call it physical distancing, is so important, you know? And that's why people don't really take it seriously, because it's out of sight, out of mind. I know the kid in Africa is hungry, but I'm not there, so I'm not thinking about it. Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And I think that's fair.
So, like, as being someone who's working in the health industry and seeing how this is affecting people, especially at the start when it was really a lot bigger than it is now, how do you feel about those people that are advocating for, like, no social distancing and no, what are the riots called, Taylor? I forgot the name of them.
I don't know, but, like, they're like...
The protesters, right?
Yes.
Those people.
How do you feel on that?
Okay, Taylor, do you want the candid version, or do you want the... what version do you want and how I feel?
Yeah, we keep it 100% real, so...
I keep it 100% real. And you know how I feel? And I feel that if you feel that we shouldn't socially distance, that you should sign a waiver saying that if you were to get sick, you don't want medical treatment. That's how I feel. Because, you know, and I'm being blunt about it, because it's a slap in the face to the healthcare workers that are going to work every day. We're risking our lives. Do you know what I mean? Even though you guys' prevalence isn't as high, because you never know who you're going to come in contact with. What's scary about you guys' age is that you guys can be what we call asymptomatic carriers. You could carry it and not know you have it, not have one symptom, and then take it to your grandma or your great grandma or someone with diabetes or someone who, you know, it affects it. Everybody's body different. So that's how I feel. But we're America, right? This is the land of the free. That's where the problem comes in. My advice to you guys is to use common sense. You know, this generation, you guys are so super intelligent. Use common sense. And you guys are so creative. Think about all the things that you guys do, like TikTok and, you know, even these Zoom meetings and things. There's so many ways you guys can still connect, just until we find a little bit more about how to contain this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know some of my friends, they have regular Zoom meetings where they just hang out. And I make fun of it all the time with them, like saying, oh, sitting in a Zoom meeting with your friends is like eating lunch in the classroom. But like, when I think about it, it's actually like a good idea. Yeah. Like, these people, instead of going out, and I know they may be struggling with not seeing people, but like you said, we're being creative. We're coming up with new ways to kind of communicate with people and still kind of be in social
Absolutely. And we're going to get through this. You know what I mean? That's the most important thing. We just have to learn how to be better after this. You know what I mean? And I do want to say, you should go outside. You should get air. You just should do the things that, like, listen to the CDC. What are they telling you to do? You wash your hands for 20 seconds, sing a song or something. Make sure you have your face covering on. It is true what they say. It does not prevent you from catching it or giving it, but it decreases the incidence, right?
Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was just gonna say, was there? Because I feel like a lot of people, especially people who are like so disillusioned with media, and like it seems like there's still people out there that just hasn't sunk in that this is a real thing that's happening with people. Was there ever like a moment where it hit you? Like, was there like a moment where it hit you, or something that happened that made you realize like this is real, like this is serious?
Absolutely. And it was my unit is 11 beds and it's all open. You know, you go to hospital rooms and there's doors. There's no doors. Everybody is just kind of together. And what hit me was we got the first patient and we watched him for a while. He gradually got worse. They say there's a 14-day window, and we've been following. Like 14 days to the day, he had to get a breathing tube. And he actually is my success story because he was our first patient that we got, and he actually went home. So I'm very happy about that. But there are many people that we got that did not go home. Mm-hmm. I think one morning when I went to work, there were 2 body bags still in the unit because they hadn't came to pick them up. And then in the midst of this, there was a death that happened, then a rapid response over here, then a code, then someone literally dropping all at one time.
Oh my goodness.
And we're all in the same room. And I don't tell you guys this to scare you. I just tell you because I want you to know that I experienced it, and I know that there's so much that the media doesn't know because they don't come into the hospital. You know, unfortunately, there were a lot of people in this city dying, gasping for air, waiting to get on a ventilator because either the resources weren't there or whatever. Do you know what I mean? So it is very real. But, you know, I don't want people to think that it can't happen to them, because it can. I pray it doesn't. You know, when I fuss at my family, I tell them, you know, I just want Texas to stay just like it is. How can that happen? By doing the physical distance and wearing the face coverings, washing your hands, you know, try not to touch your hands and face, and being overall like clean, sanitizing, things that we should be doing anyway. You know, unfortunately, there's going to be people in life that aren't ever going to believe reality. I don't care what it is, right? That's just the way it is. You know, it's sad. You can't really do anything about it. If you focus all your attention there, you'll miss out on your own life, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So.
We only have 5 minutes left, but I don't know if you guys have any more questions. I know I have one more, but if you guys have anything else.
Can I ask yours?
Okay. So obviously we're so proud of our nurses and the work that they put in, but have you seen how this has taken like a toll on their mental health and anything like that, and what they've been having to go through and how they may have to counteract all this?
The nurses? Oh, absolutely. Everybody is, you know, we still come into this thing with our own personalities, right? And our own ways of thinking. That doesn't go away just because of the pandemic. So you have some people who've had to walk away because it was too much. Mm-hmm. I have a colleague, she looked me in my eyes when everything was going on. She says, I'm scared. And, you know, I was able to kind of tell her, you know, we've got each other. We're Christians. So I'm just like, we're going to pray and do what we have to do. Pray in your head and we're going to do what we have to do. And yeah, even me, you know, it's a lot. I've seen more death than probably some soldiers have at war. And it's, you know, it's discouraging. But I try when I'm talking to people not to build on the negative. Mm-hmm. I try to think about the positive, you know. I think this is bringing us all together as a nation. Democrat, Republican, or whatever, you know what I mean? I see people being nicer to one another. And in New York City, that is uncommon. You know what I mean? Like, so I'm trying to see what the good is, you know, in all things and all of this, just try to find the good. It's the best advice I can give you. Find the positive, you know, because I can tell you guys all day the things I see, but I don't want you to have nightmares. You guys are young. You guys, we're gonna get through this. You got your whole life ahead of you, you know. But even for you guys, if you feel like you need to talk to somebody, reach out. Think about your friends that may be struggling with, I don't know, an eating disorder or feeling down and depressed. Those things don't go away because of the pandemic, right? They're probably actually really potentiated right now.
Right.
That's why it's so important to keep these connections. Like, this is great what you guys are doing. And someone you've never talked to in class and they run across your mind, pick up Instagram or, you know, send them a DM. Just thought about you today. I hope you're good. You never know what it can do for somebody's self-esteem. And nurses, we try to do the same thing.
So thank you, Auntie, for coming on and talking to us. And I think that we should take what she said into like motion, I guess, like just be more positive. Like I know like we started off like, oh my God, like we're so bored and suffering, but like we have to think about how privileged we are to be under a roof and with food, and we have a phone to talk to people. We have the Zoom meeting right now, you know, because there's homeless people out there who just are just out there and can't even go anywhere. So yeah, just like go on a journal and write one thing that you're thankful for every day. That's what I do. So yeah, I think we should all be thankful.
Awesome.
Spread love. That's it.
Awesome. Thank you so much. All right. I'm gonna
Thank you guys for having me. Bye.
Bye.